Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. I want to share a couple of points with you about my own planning, which I found really helpful for myself and for some of my friends. And it's a combination of a couple of rules that I gathered them, I did research, and it's been the result of a couple of years of planning in studying and working. So it's a mix of working and studying at the same time together. When I was working full-time and studying part-time or full-time, these are the package and combination of different rules. Every time that I combined all these items together, I found them really helpful and had a really better result in my performance overall, even at work or studying or in my daily schedule when I wanted to go to shopping even, or invited some people at home and this kind of thing. So I think it's going to be really helpful, but remember that these are my own plan and these are my own formula that helped me a lot, and I think it's going to be really helpful for you. So I'm just sharing what I think and what I gathered during all these years of working and studying and life. The first one is mostly about a yearly planning. For example, I noticed that in some months of the year I'm really busy and I don't have that much time to use my time to do other activities that are not in high priority, or I don't need to do them, or I have no time, or I have no energy to do those ones or focus on those ones. As an example, I would say, since I'm working in finance department in the company, I know that because our year end is December 31st, the first quarter of the new year is going to be a busy season for me. So I know that in that specific months, I'm not planning for a vacation, I'm not taking any really hard and time consuming course because, I know that it's a busy season at work and I have to work for more hours or focus and have more energy at work. People who have kids, the summertime is going to be a bit different for them. For example, if they are planning for a vacation, they can plan for it during the summer and they're going to have more time spending with children, and they are not planning to go, for example, on a vacation in September or October or something like this. So they know that it's a different time for them in summer. So I break the year like this, that okay, winter is gonna be a busy season for me. I prefer not to do really hard or something which is really time consuming. So overall, what I mean is that break the year in season and months in order to understand which month are gonna be better for a vacation planning, studying more. But other than that, what I noticed is that I will break a day also for myself. So one day is 24 hours. Assuming 8 hours is gonna be spent for sleeping, there's gonna be 16 hours. And I noticed that whenever that I have more energy, my performance and the result of what I'm doing is really great and amazing. During each day, I want to do activities that are fun for me. And for doing those activities, I don't need that much energy in order to stay focused. And whenever that I have more energy in the morning, for example, I want to do the activities that has higher priority for me. I have to do them like an obligation. I want to use those hours of my day in a better way. And for a fun activity, like I want to call one of my friends who lives in Vancouver or somewhere else in the world, and I don't need that much energy to do that. So I can do it whenever that I have less energy. And the other thing is the priority. I have to work 8 hours per day. I have to study minimum 2 hours per day. And I have to do fun activities that refresh my mind. So what I mean overall for the first rule for planning is break the year into seasons and then months and then on a daily basis. I think in this case, people are organizing their mind better and understand even their own personality better, and overall it's going to be more helpful. The other rule that I have in this package of rules in the planning is called 1 minute rule. It means that simply look around yourself and see what activities or what tasks can be done in less than a minute. Sending an email to your landlord and let him know that when you are available for fixing the electricity, let's say, or sending a reminder to your manager about the document that you are looking for, or even at home, you can put your clothes that are clean in the drawer in less than a minute. You can put even the letter that you received today in your document cabinet in less than a minute again. Look for the activities that can be done in less than a minute, in a blink of an eye, and keep your room clean and organized. The next rule is called a small changes rule. Starting new and small changes. Like as an example, wake up 20 minutes earlier each morning and you're gonna have 20 minutes more time each day. You can use it for a fun activity, for studying, for cooking, for whatever that you want. Try to keep that change. It seems really small changes, but in long term, there's gonna be a really good impact in your whole life. For example, start walking outside for 15 minutes per day and your brain will get used to it. Or doing yoga 10 minutes per day. 10 minutes is not that much, but you will see the result. And I did it myself. I feel really healthier. I call this rule small changes, and the long-term result is going to be seen for sure. The other rule that I love it and I adore it, it's really helpful for me. I call it why rule. What I mean is that I always look for why and simply reason of what I'm doing this activity, what I'm doing this task, what I'm studying so hard, what I'm working in weekends, or why I'm losing weight, or overall looking for a good reason. When I was studying so hard, I was looking for a strong, big reason that why I'm not using that specific time during the weekend with my friends outside when they invited me to their house and have fun. But I didn't do it because I knew that why I'm doing this studying, why I want to have that specific certificate, why I'm working so hard in the evening and studying so hard in the morning, why I'm not going to vacation and saving money because I'm planning to buy a condo or house. That's why I call this rule why rule. The other rule is called routine rule. I mean, have a routine for yourself. And I have a routine for myself. For example, I wake up very early in the morning. I do some tasks. I prepare some emails, some, for example, notes for myself, or I study in the very early morning, and then I start working, and in the evening I will work on my projects. And having a routine doesn't happen in one night. Routine is based on your character, based on your personality, and everyone's routine is really different from other people's routine. Maybe it takes time to know what exactly works for you and what kind of routine works for you, and it happens whenever that you are in the process of making it. You will adjust it, you will modify it and work on it and make it better and better, and find your own unique routine that you will love it, you enjoy it, not just by making a routine just to do these kind of tasks. You are making this routine for yourself, which is only for you and works for you. The other rule is do it rule. I remember in 2019 I had to study full-time, and it was winter semester, and I had really tough courses and I had to stay focused, and I said, okay, tomorrow is Saturday, I will start making my schedule for this semester and for my personal life. And that Saturday never came, and the reason is that I was always looking for a tool, or I was looking always for a person that had the same experience for that specific courses and could give me a couple of ideas and help me in the process, and I didn't find that person. The other reason is that I was always looking for those expensive, fancy and girlish notebooks and planners, and I was thinking that I have to have one of those ones, otherwise my plan is not gonna be really good. And the other thing, I thought that a good planning takes 8 hours or something like that, and I didn't have time. I had to study on Saturday for 8 hours or something, so I said, I don't have time. I cannot do it. Maybe next Saturday. But again, that specific Saturday never came. So if I go back to that semester in 2019 in winter, I won't do it anymore. So I will make a plan in a notebook that I buy for less than $2 from dollar store, and I start planning. And what I noticed during these years of studying and working at the same time is that planning doesn't happen in a night. You're not gonna have a good plan in an hour. You cannot create it, it's impossible. Planning is a kind of foundation that you will create it, and then in the process you will adjust it again based on your personality, based on your character, and the priority of the task that you have also. So it's gonna be built in the process. For example, maybe it takes a week that you will adjust it, not for making, and it doesn't take that much time. You will understand that, for example, in this semester you don't need to spend 3 hours per day to study economy. And how will you understand it? Whenever that you are in the process, whenever that you start that course, and you will see what is the content, what is the material of that course, and then you will adjust it. For example, you will say, okay, 1 hour per day for studying economy is going to be enough, and there's going to be 2 more hours, and I can allocate that 2 hours to something else like chemistry. Or if there is nothing else to do, I will hang out with my friends and spend the time with family. The other thing that I noticed during these years is that whenever that I write down the task, even the simple ones that seems simple, seems nothing, but I will write them down, I will stay more focused, because simply I won't forget them and I don't have to memorize them. And I highly prefer to use my brain and memory for more important things. And I don't underestimate simple tasks or simple questions that I have. For example, I solve a question and I read the solution of it to compare how I answered and evaluate my own performance. And I see that, oh, okay, my answer is not exactly the same as the solution's answer. I did correctly everything, 90%, but 10% is not the same. And I would say, okay, 10% is nothing. And I got the most of the mark, and it's gonna be okay. But based on my own experience, it's not gonna be like this. I assume that I wrote 90% correct, or I did 90% a good job on that specific question. What I do, I write it down. I will ask my question from my teacher or from my classmate, or even, for example, from my manager if it's work related. And then maybe that 10% is 90% of the solution that I didn't understand it properly. For example, keep it like this. There is a tax shield formula calculation. You have the formula and it's a complex calculation and you have all the numbers in the question, but you don't know how to use all these numbers in that formula. So it's going to be almost 90% of the job hasn't been done. And the other rule that I found it really easy, and again, I love this one too, it's a fun activity. Simply, I try to observe myself in an activity that I don't understand. Time is passing, like cooking or reading a book or spending time with friends, spending time in nature or something similar. Any activity that you love it and you don't understand the passage of the time. And I will send my brain totally to another, let's say, planet, and then receive a very fresh, renewed one, and get ready for my routine and daily tasks. So these were overall rules in my planning package based on the years of experience in working, studying, working and studying together, just studying, just working, and at the same time planning for my personal life also. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you like it, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Thanks again for watching and see you soon!